The crowd roared, electricity crackling through the air as Caitlin Clark erupted on the court. It was the Indiana Fever versus the Phoenix Mercury, a highly anticipated matchup. Diana Taurasi was sidelined with an injury, watching intently as the rookie sensation Clark dismantled her team. The young star played with a tenacity that belied her rookie status, causing even the referees to be caught in the crossfire of her fiery passion. Clark was unstoppable in the first half. She moved like a seasoned pro, dishing out assists, sinking baskets, and snagging rebounds. The Fever seemed poised for a blowout victory. Fans were on the edge of their seats, chanting her name as she dominated. It was a performance for the ages. In the first quarter alone, Clark notched up 5 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. Many players don't achieve those stats in a whole game, let alone one quarter. And she didn't stop there. By halftime, Clark had amassed 18 points, leading the Fever to a comfortable 20-point lead. The atmosphere in the arena was electric. Every time Clark touched the ball, there was an air of anticipation. Fans could sense something special was happening. Clark was in a zone, seeing the court with a clarity that allowed her to make pinpoint passes and find gaps in the Mercury's defense that seemed non-existent to everyone else. Her teammates fed off her energy, cutting to the basket with precision and confidence, but the game took a dramatic turn after halftime. The Mercury, sensing a chance to claw back, intensified their defense and attacked with renewed vigor. The once insurmountable lead began to evaporate. Clark, the orchestrator of the Fever's first half brilliance, found herself sidelined by a team that suddenly lost its rhythm. The ball stopped moving, the defense crumbled, and the offense stuttered. As the Mercury mounted their comeback, the tension in the arena grew palpable. Clark's frustration was evident. She punched the bench in a rare display of anger, a stark contrast to her usual composed demeanor. Despite the chaos, the Fever managed to hold on, eking out a narrow victory that was far too close for comfort. Clark's final stats were nothing short of remarkable: 20 points, 13 assists, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks. She was a whirlwind on the court, contributing in every conceivable way. Alongside her, Kelsey Mitchell lit up the scoreboard with 28 points, and Aliyah Boston added a powerful double-double with 21 points and 13 rebounds. Together, they formed a trio that was a nightmare for any defense. Yet, the numbers only told part of the story. The Fever's inconsistency threatened to derail their playoff aspirations. They had to find a way to maintain their intensity for the full 40 minutes, not just in spurts. The second half meltdown was a stark reminder of how quickly fortunes could change in professional sports. The win was crucial, keeping the Fever in the playoff race. The prospect of seeing Clark in a high-stakes playoff series was tantalizing. Fans could only imagine the rookie stepping up under the pressure, showcasing her incredible talent on the biggest stage. But first, the Fever had to address their glaring issues. The near collapse against Mercury was not an isolated incident. It was part of a worrying trend. Clark's passion and leadership were evident as she rallied her team. Her drive for excellence was clear, fueled in part by the Rookie of the Year race. Angel Reese had recently overtaken her in the rankings, and Clark was determined to reclaim her spot. Each game was a proving ground, every performance a statement of her desire to be the best. The Fever's performance was also a stark reminder of the importance of teamwork. Clark couldn't carry the team alone. When her teammates faltered, the whole structure threatened to collapse. Opponents were sure to exploit these weaknesses, especially as the stakes grew higher with each passing game. The Fever's victory was a testament to their potential. When they played as a cohesive unit, they were formidable. But the road ahead was fraught with challenges. The team needed to iron out the kinks, ensuring that they played with the same intensity and focus throughout the game. Fans were left wondering, could the Fever find the consistency they needed to be true contenders? The flashes of brilliance were there, but so were the moments of vulnerability. The season was a roller coaster, with each game bringing new highs and lows. Despite the ups and downs, one thing was certain: Caitlin Clark was a star in the making. Her impact on the court was undeniable, her presence a game changer. She was not just a rookie, she was a phenomenon, redefining expectations and setting new standards. As the Fever continued their quest for the playoffs, all eyes were on Clark. Her journey was not just about individual accolades, but about leading her team to glory. Every game was a step towards that goal, a chance to prove that she could rise to any challenge. The Fever's fans could only hope that the team would learn from their close calls, using them as motivation to improve. The potential for greatness was there, waiting to be unleashed. With Clark at the helm, anything seemed possible. As the season progressed, the Fever's resilience would be tested time and again. Each victory was a building block, each setback a lesson. The road to the playoffs was long and arduous, but with Clark's leadership and the team's collective effort, they had a fighting chance. Ultimately, this was more than basketball. It was a tale of heart, resolve, and overcoming obstacles. Caitlin Clark encapsulated them all that made her an iconite and leader. The story of the Fever had only started, and new episodes made it more thrilling. The message to fans was simple: stick around. This season was different from any other season we have ever had. It was a year marked by suspenseful moments whose recollection linger on for many years. Furthermore, with Clark steering this ship, nothing but great days ahead. Clark's counter was also getting deep into Rookie of the Year arguments. For now, Angel Reese topped her in rankings, which was just a thorn in Clark's flesh. A lady who becomes more alive through opposition or antagonism. This made her even more determined because of her competitive nature, giving her reason enough to keep pressing forward no matter what may come ahead during any single match. All these performances would be interpreted as though they were measures used in wanting to become champion someday instead, thus intensifying its importance in her own eyes. Her passion was infectious, and she spurred on her teammates as well. But this wasn't about personal accolades only. Leading both on court and off court shaped Fever as a force to reckon with. At times, her insight during plays, especially in passing, that would result in scoring opportunities, plus taking over games when they were at critical points, inspired other players too. Not just breaking records, but also proposing standards for the team. In going on with their push through playoffs, Fever kept cognizant of maintaining their form. Losing focus like what had almost happened when playing against Mercury is something we must avoid at all cost. There was still so much work left undone for the coaches as well. However, think keeping them together throughout every game is worth lots more than good performance done at certain times, while others fail then again. Every decision, mindset reshaped, and also refined strategy, plus mental fortitude had to be built within them all, tangible as it might be. The possibility was there, but it had to be restrained and upheld somehow. For Clark, every game served as an opportunity for her to prove herself in a peculiar way. Her transformation from promising rookie into team captain was an inspiration to behold. Her determination in making each play count on the court inferred passion for the sport itself, which was evident during these moments. She had not only aimed at winning the award, but also wanted respect from his fellows, coaches, and supporters alike. As the regular season wore down, the Fever found themselves locked in a post-season dogfight. Each game was a must-win, the pressure mounting. Clark brought in a new kind of confidence that left no doubt in fans' minds, and this was keenly felt both by the teammates and the fans. Clark's recent performances have also generated conversations about what's next for her within basketball leagues. So many people already see her as a future most valuable player, MVP, and linchpin of Fever's for years to come. Her impact on the game was powerful and incomparable with others that had come before her. The Fever had not yet reached the postseason, but with Clark at the helm, they were on track. Every game was a chance to prove themselves again, a new challenge they had to face. Each win brought them closer to their desired place or goalpost bit by bit. The fans had enjoyed the whole season. They had seen the birth of a new star and transformation of their team. Every game was full of new excitement, new dramas were revealed, and there were moments that could easily be catalogued as unforgettable. It was a season to remember, with Clark having a promising future in front of her. So, as the regular season wound to its close, the Fever needed to focus. The playoffs were within reach, but they had to play with the same level of intensity and determination that had brought them this far. With Clark leading them and the fans behind them, anything looked like a possibility. The story behind Fever's successful journey showed how resilient they are. Both Clark was exceptional in ways unimagined, and above all made herself into someone whom others feared, for she turned out to be a force. Her adventure had only started. There was much more to happen.